Hi and welcome to this presentation. I'm Francisco Barba, a research analyst at IFPRI's Poverty, Health and Nutrition Division, and I will use this brief introduction to motivate how economics and statistics can provide us useful tools when we try to answer real-world policy questions. In our division, we conduct studies which aim to understand the impacts of programs on poverty, health and nutrition outcomes in low-income countries. And findings from our research provide evidence to policymakers who seek to identify strategies to address concrete and real-world problems. And some of my colleagues will present examples of actual research studies in the next videos. For this introduction on why we use economics and statistics, let's make a hypothetical example where you would like to know the impact of a social program on participating households' food security. Say our first strategy would be to look at households' food security 1 month before and 1 month after enrolling in the program. If the data showed a decline in food security 1 month after households entered the program, would this be evidence to conclude that the program had a negative impact on food security? As economists, we are trained to think about what behavior is behind what we observe. In this example, it might be that households are more likely to enter a social program at a time just before they expect food security to decline. For example, suppose many households enter a social program after a household member has lost a job. To understand the true impact of a program, in principle, we would want to know how these same households would have done had they not participated in the program, or the so-called counterfactual. Imagine it would look like this, where food security would have decreased even more if households had not participated. In this case, the true program impact would have been positive. But a counterfactual can't be observed, of course, because we can't know how these same households would have done had they not participated in the program. Here is where methods from statistics become useful. Our aim is finding other non-participating households which are statistically as similar as possible to participating households, so they can provide us an insight on how participants would have done had they not participated. A leading method to approximate the so-called counterfactual are randomized trials, which you might have heard of in the context of drug trials. For ethical reasons, randomized trials are often conducted in the form of pilot studies when the impacts of a program are yet unknown. In such a pilot study, out of all eligible people, only a small randomly chosen group is assigned to receive the program, the so-called treatment group. Another group, known as the control group, is randomly assigned not to receive the program. Because of randomization, we expect these two groups to be on average very similar, except that one group participates in the program and the other does not. In cases where programs don't have random assignment, there are other ways to try finding a suitable comparison group. These are names of other statistical methods that can be used, which may sound technical, but in fact they're all built on fundamental principles from statistics, which you can learn about in future coursework. To summarize, when we try to understand if and how real-world programs are effective, tools from economics and statistics can help us provide more credible answers. These answers, in turn, can be used to inform decisions of people in charge of designing programs and policies that are aimed at helping improve people's lives. With this introduction, I will pass to my colleagues' presentations, who will give you some examples of our work.